Welcome to Made Tutorials with Made Crochet. In today's episode, we will be making a cable twist sweater. The skills needed to make this sweater are chain, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and front/back post double crochet. For materials, you'll need a 4mm hook. For yarn weight 4, you'll need 1,000 grams or more. You'll need scissors, a yarn needle as optional, and a tape measure if you want to make a different size. So we're going to get started with a slip knot. So you just want to go ahead and wrap the yarn around your fingers twice. Take the back yarn, pull it in front. Take the back yarn, pull it in front. You have a loop on your finger like that. Insert your hook, pull on the working yarn. And then we're going to go ahead and make a chain of 12. So to make a chain, you want to yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull up a loop. And then you want to do that 10 more times to complete your chain. Okay, so now we have our chain of 12. So what you want to do next is we're going to go ahead and insert a half double crochet in the third chain from the loop. So 1, 2, 3, that's this one right here. And to do a half double crochet, you want to yarn over. And you're going to insert your hook like this. And then you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 of these loops for a half double crochet. So one more time, that's yarn over, insert your hook. That's yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 of those loops. And you want to do that in every chain. And when you get to the end of your chain, you will have a total of 10 half double crochet. Okay, so now we're at the end of our row. What we want to do now is chain up 2. So yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and turn. And then we're going to be working in the back loops only. So if you flip your work up, you'll see this V shape or these arrows. The loops on this side are the front loops, and the loops on this side are the back loops. So we'll be working into those only to create a rib stitch with half double crochet. So we'll yarn over and insert our hook underneath the back loop only like that. You'll see there only will be 1 loop on top of your hook. So you'll yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 as usual. So the half double crochet doesn't change at all. It's just where you insert it. So I'll show that slowly one more time like this. You yarn over, insert your hook into the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And you're going to continue that all the way down your row, and you should still have 10 stitches when you're done. Here we are at the end of the row and the last stitch again. So you're just going to go ahead, chain up 2, turn your work, and you want to continue doing this for a total of 35 rows of half double crochet in the back loop. To make a different size, you just want to grab your measuring tape and measure your waist all the way around. Then you want to take your waist measurement and divide it by 2. Let's say it's 40 inches. Divide it by 2 and that will give us 20 inches. Then you want to go ahead and add 3 to 4 inches to that, leaving us with 23 to 24 inches for the waistband. Okay, so now that we have our 35 rows of half double crochet in the back loop only, we will start inserting our double crochets alongside the top of the rib stitch. And to insert those double crochets, we just want to chain up 3. And then you want to insert double crochets wherever you see a stitch and wherever you see a slight opening here, like a little hole. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook here right underneath the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that's a double crochet. I'll show that one more time. So we're actually going to be inserting our hook right over here in this hole. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So you're going to continue doing that all the way down this rib stitch. And in this tutorial, we're making a size medium/small. So just go ahead and insert 66 of these double crochets. And if you're making a different size, just make sure to insert multiples of 6. So you want to take how many stitches you have and divide that by 6. Let's say we have 66 stitches, divide that by 6, it gives us 11. And then you want to take that number and divide it by 2. So if you do this and get a decimal number like we do here, 5.5, you want to take that number and round it down and round it up to the nearest whole numbers. The number you rounded down to will be the amount of cable twists you have, and the number you rounded up to will be the amount of sections of 6 double crochet you make. And your panel will end up looking something like this, starting and ending with sections of double crochet with cables in between. Now, if you did this and got a whole number like 6, it gets a little bit different. So 6 will be the amount of cable twists you have, and then the whole number minus 1 will be the amount of sections of 6 double crochets you'll have, and then you'll have 2 sections of 3 double crochets on each side, giving you something that would look like this. Okay, and now that you've inserted 66 double crochet on top of your rib stitch, you just want to go ahead and chain up 3 and turn your work. And then you're going to do one more row of double crochet. So nothing special about this round at all. Just insert your double crochets and I'll meet you at the end of the row, and that's where we'll start the twist stitch. Okay, so now we're done this, we're going to move on to the cable stitch. And for the cable stitch, we will be following a pretty simple pattern. So we will be following 6 double crochets and a cable stitch, 6 double crochets and a cable stitch. And we're just going to get started on how to do that right now. You're at the end of the row, so you're going to chain up 3 and turn your work. And then you're just going to go ahead and insert 6 double crochets in the first 6 stitches. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat that 5 more times until you have your total of 6 double crochet. Okay, so I just went ahead and inserted some stitch markers, which are bobby pins, just to give a better visual reference of which stitches we will be working with. So the first place you want to insert your stitch marker is the stitch right beside the one that you just worked in. So we just worked in this stitch, so you want to insert a stitch marker to the one right beside it to the left, and then you want to insert another stitch marker in the 4th stitch from the one we just finished. So 1, 2, 3, 4 right here, and then we want to insert a stitch marker into the 6th stitch, this one right over here. So your cable stitch will be made up of 6 stitches. And then you'll have 6 stitches after it, and then the next 6 stitches will be your next cable stitch, and that's the pattern we will be working with. Your cable stitch always works with front post double crochets and back post double crochets. When you're working with a flat panel using front post double crochet, when you chain 3 and turn your work, the reverse side will be using back post double crochet, but I'll review that when we get there. For now, I'm just going to show you how to start the twist stitch. So we're just going to start our double crochet as normal, and we're going to be going into this 4th stitch right over here. So we're going to yarn over and insert our hook underneath the post like that. And if you flip your work over, it will look like this. Okay, so then we're just going to continue our double crochet from here. So we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop underneath the post, then we're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and that completes the front post double crochet. I'm going to show what that looks like again. So in this next stitch right beside it, we're going to go yarn over, insert your hook underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop under the post, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and in this very last stitch, this is where we're going to stop. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that is the beginning part of our twist stitch cable. So you'll notice that there's a hole here now, and you actually have to go and work backwards in order to get into these stitches. So the first stitch you're going to work into is this one, the one we have the stitch marker on. And how you get into these stitches is you basically need to push up these stitches so you can see them a little bit more clearly, and you can see the stitch marker poking out there just to help us out a little bit more. You really want to make sure that you can see what you're doing so you work into the correct stitch. So you want to have this in a way where you're holding them and they're not falling out. And then you're going to prepare for a front post double crochet again. So you're going to yarn over and just find that first stitch that's right here. So we yarn over, make sure it's nice and secure, and then you're going to insert your hook underneath that post. So it's going to look like this. And then you're going to yarn over and pull a loop underneath the post. And then complete your double crochet as normal. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then you'll see that you still have 2 more stitches right here. So 1 and 2. So you just want to work from right to left. So go into the stitch right beside the one you just did. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and do that one more time in the very last stitch. So that's yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And you'll notice your work is a little bit jumbled up, but that's fine, and that's exactly what you want. Just pull it up a little bit and you'll start to see the creation of the twist. From here, we're going to continue with our regular double crochet in the stitch right beside where the last stitch marker is placed. So this is where your stitch marker is, and the stitch right beside it is this one right here. So this is where we will be working our next double crochet in. So I'll show you what that looks like right now. So you're going to want to yarn over, and in this stitch right here, you're going to insert your double crochet. And then after that, you're going to insert 5 more double crochets, and then you're going to make another cable twist, and I'll run over that with you one more time. Okay, I went ahead and just inserted the stitch markers again. So we're going into this 4th stitch right over here with the front post double crochet. So you just want to yarn over, insert your hook underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. In the next stitch right beside it, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And one last time in this very last stitch, yarn over, go under the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Perfect. And it should look something like this with your hole over here again. And then we're going to go backwards and work into this very first stitch with the first stitch marker. So just go ahead again and push up these stitches to the best of your ability. It will be a little bit tricky at first, but after you do it a couple of times, you'll be a pro. So expose those stitches, and then you want to yarn over. The yarn over is the hardest thing to keep. It will fall off of your hook a few times, so just make sure you really have that nice and snug, and make sure you see where your stitch marker is if you're using them. So yarn over, insert underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and the first one is always the trickiest. The other 2 are a little bit easier to catch on to, so that's 1 and 2 that we have left. So yarn over, insert your hook underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and one last time, that's yarn over, underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Perfect. And then push up on your stitch. And now we have 6 double crochets and a twist, 6 double crochets and a twist. And you want to repeat that until the end of your row. You'll have a total of 5 cable twists started. So here we are at the end of the row, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twist cables and 6 double crochets in between or on the side of each twist. So what we're going to do now is start our next row. And this is going to be row 4. So we're going to chain up 3 and we're going to turn our work. From here, you always work a regular double crochet on top of regular double crochets, and we always work post double crochets onto post double crochets. So that means your first 6 stitches will be regular double crochets. So insert 6 double crochets in the first 6 stitches. So now that you've finished your 6 regular double crochet, there's a few things that you want to recognize. Right now, we're working with our sweater facing the wrong side, or facing inside out. So we will refer to this side as the wrong side. So whenever you're working on the wrong side of your work, we always will be working with back post double crochet. So a back post double crochet technically would be the same thing as a front post double crochet when you're working on the wrong side. So when you're looking at it, it can be a little bit confusing, but what you're looking at right here are the 3 stitches you had when you worked backwards. And then when you flip your work this way, these are the 3 stitches you had when you skipped and worked into the 4th stitch. So we will still be working from right to left. So the first stitches you want to work into are actually these ones, the ones that you see first, and then we'll work on the ones that are on the right side. Okay, so we're going to be going with a back post double crochet now. And just to help you better see what we're working with, I'm going to go ahead and insert stitch markers on the first stitch that we are working on, and then the last stitch in the back. So that's these 2 right over here. Okay, so we have our 2 stitch markers here. So to work a back post double crochet, what you want to do is yarn over, and you want to insert your hook from the back first. So here is the stitch we're working in. We have our stitch marker clearly marking it, and then you're going to go underneath the post like this. Okay, and when you flip your work under, you should see the hook like this. So the hook is now covering the stitch. You won't even see it. That's for a back post double crochet. I'm just going to go ahead and take out my stitch marker. So it looks like this. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop underneath the post. Then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then we're just going to go into that very next stitch beside it. That's this one right over here. So again, you're going to yarn over and you're going to go behind the post. So if it helps, you might want to turn your work and your hook goes under like that and above it like that, sitting just like that for your back post. And then you'll yarn over and pull up a loop behind, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is the last one we're doing in the back side right here. So we're going to yarn over. And if it helps, remember you can always turn your work. Don't lose your yarn over. Insert your hook underneath the post. And I'll complete it like this so you can see what it looks like on this side. So you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. And that's your back post double crochet. Next, we want to do the same thing, but work them into the stitches on the right side. And we're still working right to left. So we're going to go into the very first stitch of the 3 on the right side, yarn over, and you're going to insert your hook like this. These ones are a little bit easier to do. Then you're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then just go in the next one, be right beside it right here. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and one last time in the very last stitch over here, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Perfect. And this is what you'll have. This is what it will look like on the wrong side. And this is what it will look like on the right side. Okay, and that's exactly what you want. So from here, you just want to go ahead and continue with your 6 double crochets, and it may be a little bit confusing, but you're going into this stitch right here. So we're going to yarn over and just go ahead and insert those double crochets. So it can be a little bit difficult to see or a little bit confusing, but as long as you have 6, you know you're right on track. It can look over here like this is a stitch, but it's not. So just make sure that you have 6 double crochets and you're fine. And the next stitch should be a front post / back post double crochet, and that's how you know that you have the correct amount of stitches. So from here, whenever you see the front post or back post stitches, you want to go ahead and insert your cable stitch. So you're going to work in those 3 posts that are on the wrong side of the work first, from right to left, and then you're going to flip your work around and turn it around and work in the 3 post stitches that are on the right side of the work. And continue this pattern, the 6 double crochet and the 6 back post double crochet until the end of the row, and I'll meet you back for the next row. Here we are at the end of the row. You just want to chain up 3 and turn your work. And now we will be working on row 5. So row 5 is the same as the row we just did. I just want to go ahead and show you what it looks like because it does get a little bit confusing, but the stitches are very simple. So we're going to go ahead and start with our 6 double crochet that never changes. Whenever you see regular double crochet, just go ahead and insert regular double crochet on top of that. So complete your 6. Okay, so here we are at the cable twist. Okay, so as you can see, the cable twist starts here and ends here with the next 6 stitches. And now we are on the right side of the work. So that means we will be working with front post double crochet. So right here into this first stitch, that's where we're going into. We're going to yarn over, insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to continue working right to left. So we're going to go in the stitch right beside it, yarn over, insert your hook under the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and complete the last stitch that's twisted in the front. And now right here, the next 3 stitches, they're a little bit more visible now. You're going to work your front post double crochet again into those next 3 stitches. Here, and then we're at the stitch marker, so we know this is our last front post double crochet. And then after that, the stitch right beside it, which is this one right here, we will go ahead and insert our 6 regular double crochets. So that's it for this row. Continue that all the way down, and I'll meet you at the next one. So here we are at the end of the row. We want to chain up 3 and turn our work. And now we're going to go ahead with our 6 regular double crochet as normal. And this is what the swatch is looking like in the area of the front post / back post double crochets. So we are on the wrong side right now. So we will be working with back post double crochets again. And you can see the 6 stitches right here are just very, very obvious and they're sticking out. So they're going to be very easy to work in, but I will go ahead and just insert those stitch markers just in case you're having a little bit of issues seeing them. Okay, so now I have stitch markers in the first and last of the post stitches. So to go in the back, again, we're going to yarn over and insert our hook underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you're going to repeat that for the next 5 remaining post stitches, and these ones will all be very easy to get to as it will no longer be crossed when we're in this row. And here we are just on the very last one. I can see my stitch marker there. All right, that is completed. So it looks like this on the wrong side, but if we flip it over on the right side, we have something that looks like this in comparison to this twist that hasn't had the next row on it. So just continue this pattern, the 6 double crochets and the 6 back post double crochet for the rest of this row. And now you'd be at the end of row 6, so you want to chain up 3 and turn your work. And from here on out, all you want to do is repeat rows 3 to 6. So I'm going to show you row 3 one more time. So that's going to be the 6 regular double crochet like we always do. And then row 3 was the first row where we had the twist introduced. So after your 6 double crochets into the 4th stitch, you're going to go ahead and insert a front post double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and repeat that in the next 2 front post double crochets. And then you're going to go back into the 3 front post double crochets you just skipped and insert 3 front post double crochets. And then once you've completed that, you've restarted your twist. So you can see that the twist starts here and it ends or restarts right here. And as you repeat the row, you will eventually have twists going up like this. So you want to go ahead and repeat the patterns from rows 3 to 6 until you have 30 rows in total. Okay, so when you have 30 rows, it should be looking something like this. So in this tutorial, we're making a crop sweater. So if you would like it to be full length or oversized, just go ahead and do enough rows to get to the length you desire. So now we're going to go ahead and start working on these sleeves. All right, so for this first sleeve, you want to go ahead and chain up 3. And right now I'm working on the wrong side of the work. So we want to work in 25 stitches. That will bring us to the 2nd cable stitch, which is right here, and 1 double crochet stitch over. So go ahead and insert 6 double crochets. Okay, and I just wanted to come in and make a quick note about neck allowance. So for a size medium small, you'll need about 5 to 8 inches, depending how much room you want for your head. If you're making a smaller or larger size, just adjust the amount of stitches you have in the sleeve so your head can fit nicely going through the sweater. Okay, and after that, you just want to go ahead and insert your back post double crochets into the first cable. Okay. And this will bring us to 12 stitches. So you just want to keep on going, following the regular pattern until you reach 25 stitches. So here I just inserted my last back post double crochet in the last stitch of the 2nd cable. And I'm just going to go ahead and insert a regular double crochet in the next stitch. And then from here, I'm going to chain up 3 and turn my work. And from here, you're just going to continue the pattern as normal, but only working with 25 stitches. So here in this same double crochet, I'm going to go ahead and insert 1 double crochet. And here I'm on a row 3, so I'm going to be doing the twist row when we skip 3 stitches and go into the 4th front post double crochet. And then I'm going to continue this for 4 rows. And you'll have something that looks like this when you're done. Okay, so I just inserted my last double crochet. So what you want to do now is you just want to chain up 1, pull up some yarn, cut the tail end, and pull it out to fasten off your work. And you want to do that on both sides for both sleeves. And once you have that sleeve completed, you'll need to reattach your yarn to get the next sleeve done. So we're going to go ahead and attach our yarn right here on the edge in the chain 3. So insert your hook, and you want to take the yarn and put it on your hook with a little bit of a tail end there. You're going to want to pull the yarn up, and then you're going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do the same exact thing, just coming inwards and stopping at the 25th stitch, which would be right over here, the stitch right after the 2nd cable stitch. So we're going to go in with our 6 double crochets, and this would be a good time to work in this end right here that you just had from attaching your yarn in, so you won't have to weave it in later. Just work it into your double crochets by holding it down, and after you yarn over, make sure that it's sitting on top of your hook, so when you yarn over again and pull up, it's just being stitched in, saving you time in the long run. Okay, so here we are at our cable stitch. So like I said, just go ahead and continue the pattern as normal. And then you're just going to chain 3, turn your work, and repeat this for 3 more rows, or for a total of 4 rows for the sleeve. Okay, now that you completed the front panel, you want to go ahead and do the same exact thing all over again to create a second panel for the back panel. They are identical, so just go ahead and complete all those steps, and the body portion of your sweater will be completed. And then next, we will be needing a collar for this sweater. So you want to go ahead and make that same rib stitch with half double crochet that we made at the beginning for the border of our sweater. And you want to go ahead and make 40 rows of half double crochet in the back loop only for the collar. Okay, and lastly, we have the sleeve. And to start off the sleeve, we're going to start with the cuff. So to make the cuff, you want to go ahead, chain 12, and make your half double crochets in the back loop only. And we are going to do 20 rows of that. Once you've completed your 20 rows, you want to chain up 1. And then you're going to line them up and insert your hook underneath the first side and the second side, and then insert a single crochet. So that's yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and you want to do that in each of the stitches until you make your way all the way down to the top of the stitch. So here we are, almost at the end of the stitch. You want to make sure that you get the very last stitch in, or it will not be closed off properly. So we just want to go into that very last stitch up there at the top with our single crochet. Perfect. And you can keep the single crochet on the outside if you'd like. I like how it looks on the outside. If not, you can go ahead and flip your work inside out at this point, but I'm going to keep mine on the outside. So what we want to do is chain up 3, and just like how we did for the first row of our front and back panels, you want to yarn over and insert double crochets at the top of your stitches and wherever you see those little gaps, like right here. And for round 1, you're inserting 48 double crochets. And I'll meet you back at the end of the round to show you how to slip stitch to join. So here we are with 48 stitches. So you just want to go ahead and skip the chain 3, insert underneath the first double crochet and slip stitch to join. And then from here, we want to chain up 3. And this is going to be an increase row. And in this increase row, we will be working with all front post double crochet. If you're making another size, make sure that your round 1 is a multiple of 12. So let's use 60 stitches for example. You want to take that and divide it by 12. In this case, it would give you 5. Whatever number you get here is where your increase will be inserted. So your increase will be inserted in every 5th stitch in round 2. And then your round 2 will end up having 12 more stitches than your round 1. So then you want to take the amount of stitches you have in round 2 and divide it by 6. So right now we'd have 72. That will leave us with 12. And then you want to take that number and divide it by 2, leaving us with 6. And 6 will be the amount of cable twists and the amount of sections of 6 double crochet you have on your sleeve. It will end up looking something like this, except it will be in a circle or a round. Let's get back to the sweater we were working on. We were on round 2, our increase row. We're going to insert 3 front post double crochets. 2, 3. So to make an increase, you just insert 1 regular front post double crochet. And then on the same post, you just go ahead and insert another front post double crochet in the same exact spot. And that will give you your increase. So then you want to go ahead and make 3 more front post double crochets in the next 3 stitches, like so. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then in this 4th one here again, you want to go ahead and insert that increase with 2 front post double crochets on the same post. So you want to do that for this entire round. Once you're done that, You're going to slip stitch to join, and then we will start with the cable twist stitch again. Here is where we will start the cable stitch pattern again. So you want to chain up 3, and you want to insert 6 regular double crochet, just like how we did on the front and back panels. Okay, and just to switch it up, we are actually going to do it without stitch markers this time. So this is the last stitch we worked in. So you want to go ahead and skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and go into the 4th one. That's this one right here. So you want to yarn over, insert your hook underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that is the start of our cable twist stitch. And then you just want to go into the next stitch beside it, and then the 3rd stitch to complete the first twist of the cable. And then we're going to go back into these 3 stitches again with front post double crochet. So you just push up the stitches so you can see them, and then go into each stitch starting from right to left with the front post double crochet, and just go ahead and complete all 3 of those. All right, and then you want to push up your twist and then just continue. So go ahead and insert your 6 double crochets again. And after you're done your 6 double crochets again, you just want to skip 3 and make a front post double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And then just make sure you go backwards and work into these 3 stitches right over here. And you're going to continue that all the way around, and then just go ahead and slip stitch to join when you're done all of the stitches in the round. And I'll show you what the next round looks like. Okay, and when you're finishing up your round, you should be ending on a cable twist. And when you're connecting to join, you should be connecting to 6 double crochets. And in total for this size, you should have 5 twists. If you have that, you're on the right track and ready to continue. So we're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to insert our 6 double crochet as usual. And I told you before that the pattern is identical to the front panels. I just wanted to show you because it looks a little bit different, and the sleeve is actually a little bit easier to work with than the front and back panels because you are always working with the right side facing towards you. And that's a good thing because that means you only have to work with front post double crochets. So here's the front twist here. This is the very first stitch. This one right here. That is what we will be going into with a front post double crochet. So you want to yarn over, insert your hook underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then the next stitch is this one right beside it. So you just want to yarn over again and insert your front post double crochet. And the last one is the one right here. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and then you're going to go behind. So the stitches are these 3 that are sitting right here. And then just go in with your front post double crochets. You may need to manipulate it a little bit, but not as much as before. So something like that, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook underneath the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, again, underneath the post, and then your 3rd one to finish off the twist. Okay, and then continue as normal, insert your 6 regular double crochets, and when you get to your cable stitch, just repeat what I just showed you. Okay, so here I am at round 4. I just completed the 6 double crochets, and I just wanted you to see what it looks like when you finish round 4 with the front post double crochets. It's very, very easy to see. So just like that. And then from here, you just want to go ahead and repeat rows 5 and 6 from the front panel and the back panel. Except we will be only working with front post double crochet and we are working in rounds. If you want a puff sleeve sweater, go ahead and make 14 rounds in total. And if you want a long sleeve, go ahead and make 32 rounds in total. And once you repeat row 6, you will be repeating rows 3 to 6 for the entirety of the sleeve. Okay, and once you finish this sleeve, you want to go ahead and repeat that and make your second sleeve. And at this point, you will have all the pieces of your sweater, and now it is time for the assembly. So I went ahead and just assembled one side of the sweater. Yeah. So we have the sleeve attached here, the shoulder stitched together, and also just the torso and the side here stitched together. So what I'm going to do is just flip this inside out. When you're stitching your work together, you want to make sure the wrong side is facing towards you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sleeve. For the sleeve, you don't want the sleeve inside out. A way to check to make sure you're doing this right is just make sure the same side of the sweater is always touching itself. So if you open up the sweater, you'll see that the cables are on this side. So when I insert the sleeve, I want to make sure that the cables are touching the cables. So when I close it like a sandwich like this, you'll see that it's the same stitch up against itself, which is exactly what we want. Okay, and now what you want to do is just line your work up. So line up these corners, the top of the sleeve with the top of the shoulder. You just want to line those up like that. And what you're going to do now, you can do this from any point you would like on your sweater. I'm just going to go ahead and start at this top corner. So I'm going to push my crochet hook through the first panel. Then I'm going to push it through the very top of the sleeve. And then I'm going to go ahead and push it through the last panel. So you're going to take your yarn and just leave a little bit of a tail and attach it onto your hook and just pull through. And then you want to chain up one with the working yarn, not the tail yarn. So chain up one, and then just get ready to start working single crochets to make a seam. So this is my sleeve and this is my panel. I'm going to keep them nice and lined up against each other. And I'm going to go ahead and insert single crochets so they will now attach themselves to each other. This is similar to what we did with the half double crochet rib stitch when we were making the sleeve. So keep your single crochets relatively close together. There's no specific spot to go into. You'll see that there's stitches here on the sleeve, but there's only double crochets on the panel. You could also do this with a yarn needle if you would like and sew it together. Personally, I just like using less tools because it's less to keep track of, and I just work single crochet. You can also work a slip stitch all the way down here instead of a single crochet. Those are just some alternatives, but this is my favorite way to do it. I also weave in my ends with my crochet hook, but you can weave them in with a yarn needle as well. Do whatever works best for you and try multiple methods so you know which one you actually like. Okay, so here I am pretty close to the corner of my sleeve. So what you can do now is you can line up the sides and continue to go straight down and connect the sides, and then reattach your yarn and go around in a circle to finish off the sleeve. Or you can continue to do the sleeve from here and reattach your yarn and go down to connect the sides. Whichever one you want, they both work exactly the same. So just go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you how to connect the collar. Okay, and then you just want to take your collar. For the collar, all you want to do is basically line it up against the neck and stitch it together that way. So I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to take the collar, and I'm going to attach it like before, chain up one, and then I'm just going to hold it against the neckline and single crochet all the way around. And then when you get to the end, you're going to stitch the ends together like we did with the sleeve. What I mean by that is once you're done stitching this all together, when you get back here, you're going to have to stitch these two ends together. You're going to have to line this up with single crochet, and then you'll be done. And then finally, you just want to go ahead and do the same thing on the shoulders. The shoulders are going to be really easy because it's double crochets on both sides, so it's going to be really easy to connect them with a single crochet. And then there you have it. You have your very own cable twist chunky sweater with either long or short sleeves. Perfect for the winter and just stylish for any occasion. It's super warm and comfy. But thank you guys so much for watching today's tutorial. If you have any questions or you think I missed anything, just leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to get back to you ASAP. Be sure to check out the matching skirt tutorial that goes with this. And if you end up making either of them, make sure to send me a photo. I would love to see it. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.